So have it like this, so that it's in the middle. So don't look at that. Okay. Just to have it in the middle. So I need a selfie stick. Hello, and welcome again to, well, Star Trek, well, parody stuff. Yeah, so I'm walking along down the street. I was working on for our benefit, the benefit of the game creators, the usable Chimera Dream Stories, Star Trek Meets on Location, stuff from before, the usable stuff. Yeah, going over that with Mark's cards as well, in sort of a vague way. We decided that the stories that are directly riffing on former employers, probably not going to use those, but the ones where the story, or riffing on bullies and stuff, the bullies can stay as long as you change the names and some of the situations. You can make fun of that because nobody's going to know. But start using actual names and actual events from reality, and you've kind of end up with a problem there. So we're not doing that. So yeah, the 2000 D&B thing, the Star Trek version of that works, but not the journal version, which goes into like the counseling and stuff. We don't need that, but that's not as much fun anyway. So the Star Trek one, where they have a visit through time from the Delta Flyer. That's funny, but the Borg, or the Borg-like board. Yeah, so that's funny. You don't need to know all that, though. It's not necessary. When a lot of the Pine Hill, Evergreen, San Jose State stuff, you don't need to know any of that, really. You can look it up in the summaries and stuff on the webpage and look at what that was. But this is for the benefit of the creators of the game. So it's not, it's not that. So, yeah. So this is something I was going over. There were also some silly situation stories where sort of revived goofy missions the Cillians went on as children. You don't necessarily need to know that information. It's in summary on the website. Some of the missions have been streamlined so that the backstory is the board and the Overlord story, basically. And it's a couple of novels long. We might rework those short stories into something that's another thing, Star Trek-like. But at this point, it's completely silly Trek and isn't really sellable as anything other than a Star Trek parody. So if it ever does get sort of released as a fan story online or something, which it won't, no one will get it. So, no one will get it. Also, we look at the name Star Trek Locations is apparently already used by some fans. There's an old abandoned game site, TNG period, called Star Trek Locations. It's also Starship Locator, Starship Locations. But they refer to something else, just like Chimera was also something else by someone else out there, because that name is really obvious. So we're not too worried about other people that have done something similar before, because the play on words that we're using is Star Trek meets on location, but we've parodyized it even more to avoid copyright problems and said, no, it's Starship meets on location. Therefore, Starship Locations. So it's like Star Trek The Next Generation became Star Trek Generations. That's what we're doing. So it's a compound word. Starship Locations. Sort of. So yeah, it's referring to something else. Entirely different. The game will not be that convoluted. It only seems like it now. Trying to make it less just about us and make it less Mary Sue. Gary Sue is a story where the main hero is, of course, us. In our version, the heroes tend to destroy the universe. And there will be a modern version for the game pilot. We have not come up with that yet, and it's already October. We have some stuff from last November of which some summaries will appear online of that later stuff and of this endeavor. I'm sure some summaries of it, but not the whole thing. The whole thing is long, really long. The first one is 300 pages. The other two are 300 pages. The first one is Star Trek Locations, the series. The second two are the Chimera series, parts 1 and 2. These went on the remakes went on from 1996 to 2015. So there's a lot of material in there. So yeah. Well, technically 2009, but we're counting the 2015 stories that never came out. Because these other ones never came out, so they count. So yeah, in the end, Starship Locations, the version that we had ready in 2015 wasn't ready for prime time. The version from last November, the Disney trip, it's moot as of Star Trek Beyond. Star Trek Beyond basically rewrote the ending of the Star Trek universe in that timeline, so we kind of can't visit it. Yeah, the comic books are going to visit it, so we can't visit it. Let's see, they're going there, but they did the Q one too, right around when we did ours. So, yeah, it's the great minds think alike. Hey, yeah, we had nothing to do with the comic book. They just thought the same thing we did. They didn't make Beyond about Q, but we did. Friends is the last episode. 2015 did not come out. None of this is actually going to come out because it's all using our names, so we can't release it. But the game won't. The game will be under our pseudonyms, and whoever in it will be new. And it's cool. So, but we do have some of our original cast returning for the pilot story, and that's really exciting. And we might see them. Who knows? So yeah, we might see them. You may not until later. But yeah, so that's awesome. So yeah, Star Trek parody role-playing game thing. So yeah, Chimera. Okay, as we get to the end of this, where's the Chimera parody? Where is it? It's October. It's October 21st. Where's Star Trek Chimera? Where's Starship Chimera? Where's the Beauteous? Our version of the Beauteous. Well, Mark's cards went into the thingy, the parody thing. Talked about his intense job situation on set. His actual employee, job. His job. He's not an internet celebrity. He's yeah, so he's been very busy at doing other things and hasn't had a chance to do the voice work. And there's a stipulation in the beginning of the unwritten contract of the story that we are not going to do this on the fly like we did the end of Transtech and have the voices pre-recorded. Do it live. So you have to go and do the voices and then record them live. And his voice has not been up to it to do the rest of the filming. So that's what's going on. The 25 pages that remain are double-spaced pages. And if we can all get together, it's written like a script. We could get it. If we had, literally 5 sessions, we could finish it. 5 Thursday nights, we could totally finish this movie. But we don't have that. Still don't have that yet. So into November and December in final production of the movie, and then it looks like at this point we'll close out release in 2017. We'll still say it's 40th anniversary, 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and 30th anniversary of TNG, which it is, and Voyager and all the others, 20th, 25th. But yeah, it's not ready. It's not quite ready yet. We want to make it the best it's going to be. We don't want to skimp out and give you a crappy parody thing that looks half finished or 2/3 finished, which it is now 2/3 finished. We want it to be awesome. So, yeah. Hopefully, it won't take all of 2017 to finish it. But it's getting close to end of October, so next Thursday we should begin production again. But the role-playing game thing, he said, go ahead and put that out. Do it because it's different. It's 6 years later, so it doesn't matter. 7 years later. So we're going to do that. Anyway, this is turning off the thing about Chimera. And we